the transformative power of mindfulness. Make time for a mindfulness practice. Allow mindfulness to change your life. These are a couple of things you may have heard, or it might be similar to some things that you've heard all around mindfulness, because it's become quite a buzzword. And I feel that when that happens with any term, it's a good point to stop and actually understand what it is and why is it so helpful and beneficial for so many people. Welcome back. I'm Amy, and we're continuing the journey of self-development tips in 10 minutes or less. And today we are going to try and unpack and understand what mindfulness actually is, why it's so helpful, and how you can find your own version of it that works with your life. What is mindfulness? Now remember, because this is a term that a lot of people use, there may be many definitions for mindfulness and they might not necessarily be wrong. My favorite definition of mindfulness comes from Dr. Jon Kabat-Zinn. He developed mindfulness-based stress reduction. So he really knows and has studied the benefits of mindfulness for reducing stress. And he kind of summed up the definition of mindfulness as paying attention to something on purpose, being focused on it, and in a non-judgmental way. And I really like this because it really highlights that mindfulness is about being in the present. It's about trying to focus on the now, and to do so with a sense of curiosity, not judging yourself or your thoughts, but having this feeling of non-attachment, which can feel really light and grounding at the same time. Psychological studies, like one from Harvard University, found that people spend about 47% of their waking hours thinking about something different than what they're actually doing. And this is the opposite of mindfulness. It means that you're doing something and thinking about something else. And not only does this mean that the output of whatever you're doing is probably not that good, but also how it feels isn't good. It doesn't feel fulfilling, and you don't truly enjoy or you don't truly immerse yourself in the thing at hand. And why is mindfulness so beneficial? Well, there is so many studies out there that explain in depth as to why mindfulness works, how it reduces stress, and why it makes you feel calmer. And in my own life, I'm not sure if many of you know, but I'm a yoga teacher, and mindfulness is a huge core part of yoga. In fact, yoga is essentially mindful movement. So mindfulness plays an integral role in learning about yoga and teaching yoga, and I have experienced this myself as a student of yoga and as a teacher. I can see and feel the energy shift when people come into the room, and for me, I have felt that in my own life. I have felt that I've entered a yoga session feeling so totally overwhelmed and scattered, and I have left literally a different person. And this builds your resilience. It is so empowering because you know that as much as that it's because of yoga, it's because of deep breathing, it's because of having some sort of mindfulness practice, ultimately it is because of you. Because you've decided to go and do that, you realize you are in control of your mind and you can bring yourself back down and actually engage the parasympathetic nervous system, so you're not in a state of flight, fright, freeze, or fawn. You can bring that down. So now let's get into ways that you can build a mindfulness practice. And my first tip is to start small and simple. Mindfulness does not have to be you sitting cross-legged for 3 hours thinking about absolutely nothing. Start with just 5 minutes, and you can do this 2 to 3 times a week. It doesn't have to be every day. Start small, and then the simple part of this is you don't have to absolutely clear your mind or get a giant gong. You can just use 5 minutes and do a guided meditation. You can use this 5 minutes and just think of a word that resonates with you. You can use that 5 minutes and think of an image that's really peaceful, or a place that is real or not that's really peaceful to you. Or you can even light a candle and focus on the flame. Remember, it's about focus and a being in the present moment. So how you do that is up to you, but make it simple and easy. And then the next tip that I want to share is that mindfulness, a huge part of it, is deep breathing. So if you're even doing 5 minutes a day, 3 times a week to begin with, make sure to focus on the breathing. You might be thinking of an image or thinking of a place. Really breathe deep. Breathe all the way in and breathe every inch of air out. And focus on making your breaths nice and even and nice and deep. You'd be surprised we don't often breathe this deeply in our day-to-day lives. And even if you do this for 5 minutes, you will feel a sense of calm wash over you. So remember, you'll be focusing on something even for 5 minutes, and then also remember to breathe deeply. Even if you manage to get 3 cycles of really deep breaths, that's totally fine. I know it's harder once you start doing it, so start small. Now, this might be something that people disagree with, but I think that there's an opportunity to find mindfulness in everyday tasks. If you, for example, go to work and you drive to work, or you drive to the shops, or you drive somewhere, there's an opportunity in that drive to find mindfulness. Maybe you can focus a little bit on the drive. Put the radio down, put your phone away, don't listen to music and just focus on the drive. If you walk anywhere by chance, actually focus on your breathing as you walk. If you have 2 minutes before you need to enter a meeting, you can use those 2 minutes to breathe really deeply, or to focus on a word that you want to emulate. There are so many pockets of mindfulness if you just have a little bit more intention of wanting to build that practice. So think about that and prime your brain to look for these pockets of mindfulness and just be curious about it. Try it out. I think it's always an opportunity with all these videos that I make to take it or leave it. Try it. Take it if it works, leave it if it doesn't, but allow yourself and have an open mind enough just to experiment with it, because more often than not, you will find that trying out something like this, it might not be in the exact way that I put it across, but when you adapt it slightly to really work for you, it has huge benefits. And I have found this personally with all the self-development books that I've read. Not all of them have perfectly fit me, but some of them do, and some I adapt slightly, and then I'm able to find that sweet spot and it really works for me. So use this experimental mindset for yourself and try out mindfulness. See how it works, see in which way, see for how long, and then just notice the effects. I know I said that I am a yoga teacher and I'm a mindset coach, and so you might be thinking that mindfulness is only for people like me or for my students or people that I coach, but really, mindfulness is for everyone. I really think that mindfulness has so much potential to help anybody, and I think anybody is capable of introducing it into their lives. So all in all, I want to dispel the fact that mindfulness can only look a certain way and can only work for certain people. I think it can work for everybody, and I really want you to experience all the benefits. I just think that the benefits are really wide and far reaching and might not even be something that you can necessarily measure. So you don't really have anything to lose by giving it a try. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to give this a thumbs up and subscribe, as it helps me reach more people. Let me know any thoughts or questions that you might have. I really enjoy reading through them, and I'll see you next time.